All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my gaming channel. And in this video, we're giving you a little bit of update on my Victory Games Civil War Scenario 5, which is called the Contra Drive. It's kind of like a little mini Tet offensive, where the Contras have pre-supplied certain points in the country, just kind of popped up in the middle of Nicaragua, mostly in these jungle areas, more towards the east as to the west. As a matter of fact, all the Contra victory points come east of these three blocks, this little line of hexes here. That's what those blue blocks are for. All my victory points come from there. It is currently the last time I left off, it was the insurgency movement phase. And I don't know if I got everything right, but he moved his units out of El Bluff. That place is now currently ungarrisoned. You can see he's got the little spot here, port of Rama, pretty much surrounded with close air support and everything. So there'll be definitely an attack going on there, including column shifts for Nicaraguan special forces. So he's trying to clear out this area. I once held this. He cleared me out, and now he's going for an attack that'll pretty well. Let me grab my pointer. Solidify this part of the country. I got a token force down here that are weak, don't even have zones of control because they have such little defense factors. In this game, you have to have 2 defense factors for a zone of control. It says I'm running out of time right here at my meter. You don't see it, but I see it. So we have to do some erasing. But other than that, after the insurgency movement phase, there was an insurgency disbandment phase, which he did not do. He has one unit right here that is half strength, but he did not disband him and get his insurgency command point back. As a matter of fact, as we've said in prior videos, the Contras, or not the Contras, the FSLN, the Nicaraguans, the communists, their supply track is down to 1 or 2 points. Their army can't really be too much rebuilt. After that was the insurgency placement phase. He had no insurgency units in his insurgency placement box, unlike me, where I got a bunch of units in my pool. There were none to be placed. He didn't disband, so therefore when he didn't place, I had no need for allied counterinsurgency. We went here to the insurgency disbandment phase, and like I said, he didn't do nothing. On the only unit that he had to disband was here. He don't really have that many insurgency units. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 units. The rest of them are all regular units. But then we're now on the air mission phase, and he has got all kinds of stuff going on. Mainly his attacks are going here. 1, 2, 3. You can see he's got a close air support. Now this Hindy gunship here was taken from here. 2 of them landed here for defensive purposes, but this one here is in a spot that it's not an attack hex. So that Hindy gunship is on that hex there with the Cuban engineers, and they're also out of supply, but that doesn't affect him for this turn, mostly for defensive purposes in case I try to attack that hex. But I think he's got Hindy gunships, which provide him with column shifts and added attack strength. He takes that middle number 2 and attacks it to all of his attack factors. All kinds of benefits with those Hindies. It gets attack factors and column shifts. But anyway, I think he's got Hindies here and here. He might even have one here. I'm not sure. He's got a helicopter assault going into this hex. I have one unit here, one little insurgency unit. So he's going for the helicopter assault there and attacks. There's his attacks. Like I said, this Hindy gunship is in for defensive purposes, but attacks here, and he used one of his stronger air units that's mostly meant for close air support. You got the big +2 gyro modifier on that one. The rest of this, he's just used these units at that lower left-hand number, 1A. 1A, there's one down there that's been used. It's a 2A. But he has used all of his attack units. He won't have any for interceptions. This will be the last turn, though, that the Messiah early warning suppression goes into effect. It lasted for 2 turns, and this will be the last one. So after this, they get it fixed in this little dragon's teeth little triangle represents the range of his radar complex. So when I fly in there, he can intercept me. I flew a mission down here, disabled it, but it only lasts for a couple turns. All right, I think that is it for his air missions. Like I said, he had a paradrop into this hex, a bunch of close air support, and he launched his Hind D gunships. He's making a big push on a little spot to get on through there. He's also got an attack going on up here in the jungle with some regular units. There you go. When we come back, we'll move this marker on to the ground combat phase. Now there's some white phases here, but those mostly have to do with intermediate game optional rules for U.S. units. See, this one here is Allied Reaction Air Mission. I don't think we have that in this scenario or in these set of rules, but we do incorporate the guerrilla attack into demolitions and repair. Alright, so when we come back, I'll open up the vlogs for a ground attack. Having a great time on this Central America Contra Drive game. Getting down to it. What will happen with those big attacks, especially against my little Dien Phen Phu. I just seen that the other day too. I was wondering how to pronounce that. They just had a big old thing on there. I think it was on YouTube. They had a big video on there. We will be back. Alright, so everybody's straightened up, ready for the next phase. Just want to give you a little thought on what's been going on with the game. Like I said, all my victory points come from east of these hexes here. Now, before I found that out, I went for some low-hanging fruits here, so there was a little bit of a delay. I kind of made a little bit of a feint this way, which was, as a matter of fact, I had units right outside of their capital, but within the first or second turn, we found out that there was this little line here, so kind of a game faux pas on my part by not reading the rules. But my little push here did draw a bunch of his units over this way, and for at least 3 turns, he couldn't bring any reinforcements in because his little spot here was surrounded with my zones of control. He eventually cleared all my units out. We headed for the hills because, like I said, all the victory points are over here. Now, I don't have much of a capability to get these units. All the victory point hexes are the ones with the blocks on them. Anything with a block on it is an important hex. I was able to siphon some units off to go down here with a little bit of a capture, but it looks like he's on his way to getting that all back, which will release a bunch of his units, which is not good. It's not looking good for me. The only thing, like I said, it's bad for him is once his units are eliminated, he can't really rebuild them, or I got more of a rebuilding process. We'll see if that comes into effect. The big combats now are there's not much access to the east part of the map through these jungles to get down to these coastal spots, except for a little trail that might turn into a highway later on into here. But that's what the big fight spot is, this trail that leads over to these victory point hexes. Like I said, most of my forces are busy dealing with this trail instead of grabbing up some victory point hexes, so we'll have to see what's up. The only thing good on my side is, so far, I'm winning the game by 4 victory points. He don't get to collect his victory points to the end of the game, but his victory points are based on how many Contra units are left on the board, and he has yet to eliminate any of my units. So, as much of a stalemate it looks like, I'm currently in the winning position. So we'll see what's up. Like I said, next combat, next video will be important, as they all are, for the combat phase. We're back. All right, FSLN combat phase for turn 6, halfway through the game. And luckily they got their reinforcements out, and they're definitely making a push. First combat on the vlog is down here. The attack factors are as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see a unit underneath here. Yeah, 7, 8. And we got 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Versus 2, 3. So it's a 3-to-1 initial ratio in the rough. Initial combat ratio in the rough is a 3-to-1. Oh, that's a good attack for my opponent. All right, let's see this cheat sheet. Our column shift modifiers as follows. Artillery, no. Engineers, no. Yet, and special forces, yes. So we'll get that on over here. That pushes that up to a 4-to-1 attack on that port. Wow. That's a great attack. See if there's any more column shifts. Tank, no. Attack, helo, no. And the CIA electronic warfare ground unit is no longer in effect because my opponent successfully eliminated him. Oh, that kills. Alright, so there you are. We'll go with the die roll modifiers. All units attacking across the river. Most of them are. But the special forces negated that. So we'll look at that. Forward entrenchment, no. City, town, or port, yes. So we got a -1 for the good guys. Insurgency unit, isn't it offense? It is. Alright, so we got a -2 looking at now. Reach bombardment point, there's a 1. So we got a -1. And insurgency unit is in the attack, yes. So we are attacking with no die roll modifiers. There's a 4-to-1 attack. Here's the communist dice. I have to go into vlog and show you what the result is. We'll be right back. No die roll modifier. Alright, then the result was a 3 with a no die roll modifier. Coming over here, and it is a 1-step loss. There you go, 1-step loss. Retreat 2 for the insurgents, so they'll take back Rama. Now I did get some points on initially capturing these victory point hexes. On some of them you have to hold them till the end of the game, but other ones you get points for initially capturing them. Now, I never give myself any victory points for anything I had to hold on to till 12 turns, so any of those victory points I got for maybe initially capturing a port, yeah, here you go. For port, first time, so I got points for this port and that port. I don't have to hold on to them, but now I'm going to have to retreat. The only thing is, ooh, there's zones of control all around here. The only one that can retreat through zones of control is my insurgency unit. My other unit can't. So he might have to take 2 hits and be eliminated. Whew. We'll be right back. Here's the units that are involved. Oops. Right here. So, let me straight do some house cleaning. We'll be right back. Alright, so to do it like this, he'll have to take 1 hit. He can retreat. He can't retreat, so he'll take a hit and stay put. More importantly, I'll hold on to the hex. Let me see here. Yep. There you go. That'll be it. We have to take 1 step loss. He will retreat like this. 1, 2. Put him upside down so I signify that they are retreating. So he will go like that. This unit here, this should have been full strength and was required to retreat, but he can't retreat, so he'll have to take a step loss, but he could stay here at Rama. But he is, oops, half strength and surrounded, so we'll have to see what we can do about taking care of him, but there you go. I'm pretty sure that's the way it's got to be. He could not retreat, so you're taking an additional step loss, so there you go. That'll be the end of that battle, which ain't really bad. I think in this game, too, you could also take a step loss in lieu of retreating, so I make sure it's done by the book. We'll be back for his next attack. And there is... Ooh, I'll have to look and see how he wants to do these attacks all through here, because in this game there's a soak-off. If this old boy here attacks over here, he has to attack this. You see what I mean? Every unit's got to attack every adjacent unit. Now to see how that works out in the vlog, it can get kind of complicated. We'll be back. Alright then. In this hex here, it looks like this. I have a insurgency unit with 1 defense factor. He does have a paratrooper unit that's been heloed in there. And we'll take care of this combat first. So it'll be a helicopter, assault, or a paradrop, whichever one has the best factors for the communists. But he has 2 options. Since it's a clear terrain, they could paradrop in there, or they could just swoop on it with a helicopter assault. Either way, we want to make sure they can still have a close air support. A bunch of stuff going on here, but that'll be his first attack. Will be the units that he heloed in. Ooh, where'd they come from? They might have come from Metagalpa. I'm not sure. Somewhere over here. are over here. They might have come in from this air group. If he load in and are attempting a helicopter assault. Be right back. Real quick though, another quick thing is in lieu of all these attacks, he'll take care of this attack first. Then I'll tell him what he can do with the rest of these attacks. So the vlogs are on hold pending the results of this combat and this hex, the helicopter assault. We'll be right back. Alright, now I was looking to see if there's a difference between helicopter assaults and paradrops. It seems here a +2 die roll modifier is applied to this roll if the units assault a hex occupied by enemy ground units. Over here, you can see, and a +2 modifier is applied if they paradrop into a hex containing one or more enemy ground units. So either way, there's no discrepancy. I thought one might have been a +1 or a +2 if there was a difference. So if there was a difference, but there's no difference. So I will look and see if there's any more discrepancies, and then we'll check the vlog out, find out which one my opponent took. We'll be right back. All right, big difference, and it makes sense realistically. When you swoop into a hex with a helicopter and get about maybe 50 feet off the ground and drop a line and have them all assault, there's less chance that they're going to get shot at. On a paradrop, the player adds up the defense values of all enemy units either exerting zones of control into the paradrop hex or occupying the hex. So, big difference when you're parachuting down. It means everybody around you, if you're parachuting into this hex, all these old boys around here get to shoot at you because you're from such a high distance. But if you're swooping in with a helicopter, you can get lower over treetops and just go in. So, my opponent, hopefully, chose a helicopter assault. I'm sure he read the rules. We'll be right back. All right, then, the all-important paradrop and helicopter assault table. Combined defense value of enemy units. He has no zone of control because he only has one defense value. So there you go. Not too bad. Paradrop in an enemy zone of control. There will be a +1 on a die roll modifier. +2 paradrop into a hex of enemy units. So we're looking at +3 helicopter assault. Oh, so we're doing a helicopter assault, so it will be a +1 and then a +2, so +3 on this die roll. And the I guess what's it say? No effect. All right, so no effect here. I guess because we only have, or they only have, or rather we only have a defense factor of 1. Yeah, we could have inflicted some hits, but on this one here, he'll get a +3. One, because he's in my zone of control. Well, no, that won't apply because that's a paradrop, so he'll only get a +2. He's this helicopter assault. He didn't paradrop, so he'll only get a +2 for a helicopter assault. So there you go. We are looking for a high roll. He is looking for a low roll for a communist guy. We'll be right back for the paradrop into the hex. Ooh, 28-15. Alright, and a V-log die roll on a paradrop helicopter assault table with a +2 was a 4. So there you go. And the hex with enemy units, that's a 6. That means it will succeed. The unit placed in a hex with no damage. There you go. Transport unit takes 1 step loss. That's a 1, and a 2 does not apply. So it was a successful paradrop into the hex. So now we'll go ahead and stack it like this. They'll have combat with these units. Sorry about the bad camera work. We'll signify it like this. So this unit here, my transported unit like here. Now I think he's taking a step loss. He's flipped over to 1. I think he's got a capacity of 2, so he must have taken a step loss in earlier combats. So he'll be up here like that. These old boys have moved. Put them like this here. And they got close air support for the coming combat. There you go. Now, when I have combat with this hex here, I don't, unlike the other rule where I have to attack every adjacent hex, when you have a helicopter assault or a paradrop in the hex, the good thing about it is he'll just go against that unit and he won't have to attack anybody that's adjacent. That's one exception to the rule, so that's another good deal. We'll have a combat coming up there right now, but so far the paradrop was successful with no step losses. Good news for the FSLN. We'll be right back. All right, I got some dog walking duties and some groceries done back here in a second. I'm sure it'll be here any time now, so I want to hurry up and get this done. But they're looking at right here in this hex. We'll take these little guys out for the village of, I can't read it. Pilma? Village of Pilma along the river. No zone of control. Here are the combatants. We have a 2-to-1 attack and clear terrain. Initial combat ratio 2-to-1. Oh, cheat. Already no. Engineers no. Special forces no. Tank no. Attack helo no. NCIA electronic ground unit no. So the current combat ratio will stay the same as the initial. Alright, die roll modifiers. All attacking across the river? No, because they're in the hex with them. Fort entrenchment? No. City, town, and port? No. An insurgency unit is included in the defense? No, they are not. Each bombardment point, so we got a +1 die roll modifier, but an insurgency unit is included in the, no. I had that wrong. Start over. Insurgency unit included in defense, yes, so we got a -1 to start with. That'll be negated by the close air support, so it's a 0, and they do not have a insurgency unit in the attack, so right here with no die roll modifier. Be back when we find out what the result was. Alright, 4s are wild for the FSLN, and that result will mean 1 step loss and a retreat 2 hexes. That's not bad. He's yet to eliminate any of my units, like I said. Make sure that's it. That's the 4. Yep. No die roll modifiers. 1 step loss. So it will look like this. My unit will take a step loss. Retreat 2 hexes. I'll get out of here. Maybe we'll get next to this one. Now let's get out of here. Clear. I thought about this hex has got better terrain for us, but this one here, they got to go across the river. So that'll be fine. Flip him upside down to signify he is in retreat. And let's see if my opponent advanced into that hex. We'll be right back. Alright, well there you go. There will be no advance after combat. My mistake, his parrot dropped in, or helicopter assaulted in. So the helicopter assault inflicted a step loss on the Contra insurgents, and they got the heck out of there. Moved across the river. We'll proceed with the next attack. Now that definitely helps, because that means this stack of units here really don't have to. Or if this stack of units wants to attack this hex, they don't have to soak off no more. There you go. Before the helicopter assault, they would have had to split their attack vectors against this lone unit, but this helps out a lot. That was a great way for him to coordinate the attack. We'll call this a video. When we come back, there'll be more combats, so come on back with this. Come back and see the results. We might not call it a video to see what the length is and what we got to do. Maybe we can get it done here in a few minutes. We'll be done for now.